Have you ever asked yourself this question? How can I really know if a woman has feelings for me, even when she's never said it directly? We, as men, often pay attention to the obvious signals. A lingering look, a shy smile, maybe even the brief touch of her hand that makes your heartbeat race. And yes, those things matter. But here's the truth most men miss. Sometimes the real sign of affection isn't in her eyes or her smile. It's in her words. Simple words. Words that seem harmless, ordinary, almost too small to notice. Sometimes it's just 3 little words. But when a woman says them, they carry enormous weight. They're like a door cracked open, letting you peek into the hidden world of her heart. And here's the shocking part. Over 90% of men hear these phrases almost every day, but they completely miss the deeper meaning behind them. Meanwhile, women are quietly broadcasting their emotions, not with grand declarations of love, but with subtle, everyday words filled with hidden intent. So, what are these 3 words? When do they appear? And more importantly, how can you not only recognize them but also respond in a way that deepens the connection and strengthens the bond between you and her? Today, we're going to unlock the mystery behind these small but powerful phrases. But I won't just analyze them. I'll weave in real-life experiences, insights from modern psychology, and a touch of personal reflection from everyday love stories. Because love, after all, isn't theory. It's emotion. It's connection. It's the heartbeat of real relationships. Phrase 1. You matter. When she shows you that you truly have value. Picture this. You and her are sitting together, maybe at a little coffee shop you both like. The conversation is casual, nothing unusual. Work, family, maybe a funny story from the day. And then suddenly, in the middle of it all, she looks at you and says, "You matter to me." Most men would just smile awkwardly, brush it off, and think it's just politeness, just a nice thing to say. But that's not the case at all. Unlike phrases like, "You're funny," or "You're sweet," when a woman says, "You matter to me," it carries a very different weight. It's not a casual compliment. It's not just an observation. It's an admission. An acknowledgement that your presence in her life holds a special meaning. In psychology, the phrase "you matter" connects to one of the deepest human needs. The need to feel recognized, to feel significant, to know that your existence has value. Every single one of us longs for that feeling, not just at work, not just in society, but especially in the heart of someone we care about. So when a woman tells you, "You matter to me," what she's really saying is, you've crossed the line from being just an acquaintance, or just someone she knows. You've touched her emotionally. You're not just someone who's there. You're someone who leaves an imprint. And here's something most men confuse. Being important is not the same as being needed. Someone may need you for something. A ride to work, someone to talk to when they're bored, a hand to help carry groceries. But needs like that can be replaced. If you're not around, they can always find someone else. But being important, that's different. When you're important to someone, you become unique in their world. The way you make them feel, no one else can replace it. That's not about convenience. That's about the heart. So if a woman dares to say this to you, it means you've left a unique mark on her soul. Phrase 2. We. When she starts to think of you as one. There's something fascinating about language that many men often overlook. Those tiny words, the ones that seem insignificant, sometimes reveal an entire world inside a woman's heart. Pay attention. When you first meet, she usually speaks in terms of you, me. Are you free? Do you want to go somewhere? But then one day you notice something has shifted. The way she speaks, the way she asks questions, it's no longer you and me as 2 separate people. Instead it becomes, should we try that new restaurant tonight? Wouldn't it be fun if we traveled this summer? We can do this. Sounds ordinary, right? But in truth, this is a subtle, powerful shift in her emotions. In linguistics, that one little word, we, marks a movement from the individual self to the shared self. When she uses it, it means, you're no longer just a separate individual in her eyes. You've been pulled into her inner world. She's beginning to imagine a future where you are her companion. And here's the key. A woman will never casually, unconsciously use we unless she's already deep down, thinking of commitment. Language, especially the kind that slips out naturally, is a mirror of the heart. Picture a simple, everyday scene. You and her are at the grocery store. In the beginning, she might say, I want to buy some things for dinner. But after a while that shifts into, what should we buy for dinner? Just that little word shows you've already become part of her daily plans. And it's from these small, ordinary moments that real relationships are built. Piece by piece, day by day. The sad part? Many men dismiss or overlook this signal. They don't notice, or worse, they brush it off. But the moment she begins to use we, she's actually handing you a key, the key to step fully into her world, not just in the present moment, but in the way she envisions the future. If you're wise, you'll know how to accept it. When she says, we can do this, don't just nod and let it pass. Respond, engage, join in. Because in that moment, you're not just someone listening, you're someone building with her. Phrase 3. You make me feel safe. Now we arrive at the third phrase. And honestly, this may be the most powerful one of all. Because when a woman blurts this out, it's almost like the deepest love confession she can give you. You make me feel safe. Why is this so significant? Because safe doesn't just mean you're there to protect her from outside danger. It's not only about walking beside her on a dark street, so she feels less afraid. Safe in her heart goes much deeper. Emotional safety. She can reveal her vulnerabilities, her fears, her scars, without fear of being judged. Spiritual safety. She doesn't have to wear a mask. She doesn't have to pretend to be strong. She doesn't need to act perfect. Future safety. She trusts that when storms come, you won't abandon her. When a woman tells you that you make her feel safe, it means she has trusted you at the deepest level. And trust like that is not given easily. Too often, men think that to be attractive, they have to be cold, tough, or hypermasculine. But here's the truth. Lasting attraction isn't found in muscles or money. It's found in your ability to become her harbor of peace. Think back in your own life. Maybe you've met someone who, when you were with them, you didn't have to try so hard. You could exhale. You could simply be yourself. And that feeling, that's what women mean when they say safe. And here's a real-world example. There are women out there who are surrounded by wealthy, successful, charming men chasing after them. Yet in the end, they choose to be with a man who may be simple, even ordinary in the world's eyes. Why? Because with him they feel peace. And peace, as you know, is a rare treasure in this chaotic world. So if one day you hear her say, you make me feel safe, understand that it's not just a compliment. It's a gift. It's trust being handed to you. It's her heart opening. And it's also her way of saying that love, real love, has begun to bloom inside her. You see, women rarely say directly, I like you or I love you. Instead, they let their feelings spill out through little phrases, said almost unintentionally. That is the subconscious language of the heart. In communication psychology, research has shown that men and women express affection very differently. Men are usually direct, clear. I like you. Women are more subtle, more graceful. Instead of saying, I like you, they'll say things like, you make me feel safe, or we can do this. It sounds simple, but behind those small words lies an ocean of emotion. And if a man isn't attentive enough, it's so easy to miss. Think about it. How many times in your life have you heard these little phrases and brushed them off as nothing? How many times, instead of responding with appreciation, you just gave an awkward smile? And in doing so, you unintentionally left her feeling disappointed, because the signal she sent out, you never caught. So, how should you respond when you hear these words? When she says, you matter to me, don't just smile it away. Look into her eyes and say something that shows you value her presence in your life too. For example, I feel really lucky to have you with me. A simple phrase, but it makes the connection complete. When she says, we, join in with enthusiasm. If she says, we should travel somewhere this summer, don't brush it off. Say, yeah, that sounds amazing. I'd love to plan it with you. That attitude tells her you truly value being her partner. When she says, you make me feel safe, this is a sacred moment. Don't boast. Don't act cocky. Instead, gently reinforce that trust. For example, I'll always be here, no matter what happens. That phrase doesn't just acknowledge her words, it plants even deeper confidence in her heart. Let me tell you a true story. A friend of mine, after many years of marriage, once said, "You know what's kept my wife and me together all these years? Not big gifts, not grand promises. It's three little things: importance, togetherness, safety. I made her feel important. She always included me in every plan. And in return, I always gave her a sense of safety." And when I thought about it, I realized he was right. Those truly are the three pillars. And when the pillars are strong, the house of love will never collapse. At the end of the day, love doesn't always require flowery words. It doesn't always need dramatic gestures or cinematic confessions. Sometimes it's contained in just three simple words. You matter, because everyone longs to feel recognized. Weep, because everyone wants someone to walk beside them. Safe, because everyone craves a place to entrust their heart. If you're attentive, you'll realize these are the three core needs of every lasting relationship. And the key lesson for men is this: don't just listen with your ears, listen with your heart. Because when a woman lets those little words slip, it's never random. It's her way of whispering, "I'm falling in love with you." Love doesn't live in noisy, dramatic moments. It lives in the small, delicate signals. It's like music. It's not always about the high notes, but about the pauses, the soft rhythms that give it depth. If you learn to recognize those signals, you'll never have to wonder again, "Does she like me?" Because the answer has already been written, hidden in words that may seem ordinary, but carry extraordinary meaning. And when you finally learn to listen with your whole heart, you'll discover that love has always been there, waiting for you to notice it, to cherish it, and to nurture it. Share your thoughts in the comments. If this message resonated with you, pass it along to someone who might need it. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to Family Secrets Unveiled. Every week, we explore topics around mindset, emotional mastery, and deeper human connection. Because true strength isn't just what's on the outside, it's about mastering what's within. Let's continue this journey together. Thank you for watching, for thinking deeply, and for walking alongside this path with us. Stay grounded, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next chapter of this journey.